So today, that is on 24th of July, I am treating one of my spiders that I have here with some good meal, which is these houseflies. So I'll be simply freezing these houseflies and put them in this little box where the spider will attack them and thereafter consume them one by one. So first I'll do another thing. First I need to make them inactive, which will be done by freezing them. So I'll go and put them in a fridge and then get back here. Please bear with me. So, now, while the flies are in the fridge, they are normal house flies. I've got two of them. Let me introduce to you the instruments that I'll be using. One is this mobile camera, and then this box which contains this spider. It's a green crab spider, probably Micromata. And to zoom in and get a much closer look, I'll be using this customized lens which has been prepared using some household items. At times I may be using this stand to put the camera and get a stable recording. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes or so when the flies are still in the fridge, and then I'll get them. The only thing I'll do is I'll get the flies, introduce them in this little box which contains the spider, and then we shall just observe how it goes. Right? Okay, so now I'll go and get the flies. These are the flies. One is still awake, both are a little awake. I'll quickly transfer them to this jar, and there. These are the flies which will be going in the jar. Once I topple this jar, they'll be in, and then I'll cover it up with this that contains the spider. Right? Okay. The flies were in a state of shock and were frozen, making them unable to move much. Now they are in the box, and I shall then cover the box Now you can see. Okay, so now let's get a view. There's the spider and there are the flies. The spider and the flies. Now this is a like most spiders, this one is a strong predator and will be attacking the flies once it finds them hovering around, and then get a hold of one of them and thereafter consume it. Now to make it more visible, I'll be putting a white sheet behind. So I'll make use of the laptop. Sorry, I'll make use of the laptop for the purpose so that we get a much clear background. It's like going to be such. So here is the spider and there are the flies. This box is well ventilated for the spider to stay in for extended periods of time. Now, when these flies are a little away, here is one, here is the second, and there is the spider lurching death. So, to make the interaction more acceptable and quick, we can do a thing that is tap spider down so that it jar volume, and thereafter their interaction becomes more pronounced and chances of interaction are heightened. Meanwhile, here is a cicada exoskeleton. By the time I arrange my stuff once more for a better view, there is another creature holding some time here. It's a Siamese beetle, Siamese rhino beetle, alive. Just document it and leave it later. Release it soon. Meanwhile, these are the flies and here is the spider. So what I'm doing now is I'm tapping the spider down. So the spider goes down. A fly is closing near the spider. The spiders had a very firm grip here and it's difficult to move, but then there was one first attack. Now probably the spider shall be a little excited. Another fly is closing near the fly and the spider, and they've moved off. I will again try to prod the spider to move a little down, and also these creatures. We'll try to prod them down. There it is. Done. So there is the spider at the ground and the flies. Now we shall just wait for the ambush. It's a beautiful looking spider, all green. The eyes are on a patch of yellow and they shine very black. The abdomen has two streaks of yellow and red running along the lateral margins. And there it goes, the first one. There is the first hunt. So the first one is caught, and that will be only meal it will be having for the day, I believe. Now it will bite behind the neck. There you see. It's a typical strategy that they align the prey such that its head is pierced by the fangs. Now since it is already feeding, I can do a little bit of adjustment with the settings here. We shall rotate it towards more light source so as to get a more clear vision. And now I'll be using this magnifying lens which I had shown you earlier. I will attach this to the lens top. If we are lucky, we'll be watching the venom trickle from the spider's mouth to the prey. Anyways, now I shall just leave it enough for the recording. I think it's done, and we shall now get on to other works. Thank you for being here. If you were admiring how cleverly strategized these methods are by such small creatures, you'll wonder at the beauty of life and get in a better understanding about the world around us. So this was a green crab spider, probably the Micromata virens, feeding on a small fly, a house fly. I think I'll cut down the stream now. It's been about 20 minutes. We'll cut it off and let the spider have its meal. Thank you for joining.